Hello, welcome everyone to this Learning Hub session here offered by VanHack Academy. Hello, Cissa. Where are you joining us from today?
Hi, Camis. Thank you so much for having me. I'm from Port Moody, and where are everyone from here?
Yeah, let's see in the chat. Where are you folks joining us from today? I'm Brazilian, but I'm joining you today from Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal. Yeah. Is there anyone else joining from Portugal? Let me know. I'd love to have a coffee sometime. India, Germany. Yeah, Germany is close as well. Argentina, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Nigeria. Fantastic. Yeah. Welcome. We're super happy to have you all here. While people are still joining us, just some quick information about this session today. So before we start the content time, I just wanted to walk you through the AirMeet platform, the one we are using for the session today. So you see down here, we have some emojis that you can share some love, and if you're enjoying the session and so on. We love that interaction. Also, we have the questions and answers section here where you can pop up your questions. Okay, we'll have a few minutes at the end of the session to answer. We will try to go through all of them. If we can't, we will make sure to answer you back after the session as well. And of course, we have the chat here. And by the end of the session, Cissa and I will be joining you at the networking tables. So we'll still have some time by the end to have some chat with you at the networking tables in the lounge. So don't miss it. Whenever we finish the session, we'll be there to meet you. Okay? So let's get started with some quick information here about this session, the Learning Hub and our Academy. Welcome again, everyone. I'm pleased to have you all here. Thank you for joining us from different places all over. We are happy that you are here today. So I have an invitation for you today. And the invitation is for you to explore our educational resources offered at VanHack. So you may have heard about them, but I want to reinforce that we have free online courses to help you get prepared. We also have free conferences and webinars like this one that we're offering today to help you get prepared, help you get some insights. And of course, we have our dear VanHack Academy, which is our program that you have just a look and feel today. This educational program offered at VanHack will help you, if you want to join us, to gain some confidence for performance in real-life interviews. Will help you learn insights and techniques for those technical interviews. I know that some of you are afraid of them, but if you join us, I'm sure that you'll learn a lot from our instructors and other colleagues on how to stand out during the technical interviews, as well as reinforcing some foundations if you have to solve those code challenges. I'm sure you'll learn a lot from our dear instructors and a lot of content that we offer at the Academy. We also have some guidance for you to help you with the vocabulary and knowledge to help you get prepared for those interviews, the behavioral part of it, the technical interviews, and will help you stand out. And if you need that boost for your English language and communication abilities in a second language, if English is not your first one, of course, we have the intercultural communication course that will guide you through those communication abilities. So, and there is more, because today you have just a look and feel about our profile review, which is held by our dear Cecilia that is joining me today. Cecilia, she provides a personalized profile review for our Academy members. And you see what it looks like today. And the best part is that if you're hired through VanHack, you get your money invested back, which is amazing, right? So if you want to learn more, vanhack.com/academy. You also receive the links after this session to learn more and a special discount if you wish to join our program. Here's just a testimonial from one of our VanHackers that joined the Academy. He was a super interested learner. Let's say he joined a lot of classes and the profile review and all, and he got hired. So I just wanted to share with you this amazing testimonial from Olu. He's an incredible candidate and is now working for an amazing Canadian company as well. Now, let's move on to the content type, right? So content time. Before we get started, I want to see in the chat if you can share. I hope it doesn't, but does your profile fit in a post-it note? Let me know in the chat if that is your case. I mean, I hope it doesn't, because as Cecilia will share with you today, she'll share some incredible resources for you that sometimes there are some pitfalls that are holding you back and that are holding you from moving forward with your applications, right? So content time. Cecilia, thank you again for joining us today. Thank you so much for preparing this amazing content for our attendees today. Hope you all enjoyed the session. Cecilia is our Academy profile expert and will guide you through a lot of tips and resources to guide you with your profile and application process. Okay, so Cissa, the stage is yours. Let me stop sharing my screen here today. And yeah, I'm happy to have you here. Welcome again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Camila. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for having me. And I hope that you all enjoyed the content today. So I want to also share my screen. I love this. Let me just do it here. So as Camila said, today we're going to talk about how to unlock your dream job and what are the pitfalls that can hold you back. So what are the main traps and the main things that can hold you back while looking for a new job? Here, I want to just say hello and tell you a little bit of who I am. Like Camila has already told you a little bit. So today I am a profile expert here at the Academy. So what I do is I help our Academy, everyone that's here, like the candidates, to understand better their profile and to see how they can make it better. Like, how can you make your profile shine? And this is what I want to help you with today. So I have over now 12 years of experience in HR. And I do have over 8 years of experience in recruitment. I'm here at VanHack for over 2.5 years now. And I started as a recruiter at VanHack. I was a recruiter lead here. And now I am working more closely to the candidates, which is where my heart is. So I am absolutely happy to be here and to help you all understand how to shine. Like, let's go and let's understand what are going to be the steps that all of you can do to know exactly how to build your profile. So for examples, what are we going to do here? We're going to talk about the pitfalls to avoid. And at the same time, I'm going to bring you what are the best practices? How can you enhance your chances? And we're also going to have a live profile analysis. So I'm very, very happy to do that, because we're going to check one of our VanHackers here has been such a sweetie and let us see your profile, and we're going to analyze the profile here live so you can see what we can do for you when we are evaluating your profile. And we will have a Q&A session so that you can ask me anything and I can understand what are the main concerns that you have. So it's good for you to take part. And if we have some time at the end, we're going to have some separate tables so that we can talk a little bit more on an environment that is like a little bit more, not a one-on-one, but a little bit more in a confined environment, so we can talk more about your questions. So first and foremost, like what I want to bring to you is understand what are these pitfalls. So here, when you don't get noticed, when you don't put the effort, when your profile doesn't match the job, when you don't use keywords, and when the problem is not you. So these are the 5 things that I'm going to really go deep into, so you can understand why is everything here super important for you to understand how to actually get the position that you want and make your profile pop. Okay. When we are talking about not getting noticed, so as you know, most of the times there are many people with amazing, they do have amazing skills. Everyone is out there looking for a job. Maybe everyone's looking for the same job as you are. So what you have to do is get noticed. And when you don't get noticed, you're not standing out. You're not doing things that you were supposed to do to stand out and not be in that pile of resumes that sometimes we think that are on the table of the hiring manager or the recruiter. So what should we do? How should we start to understand getting noticed in a sea of other competitors, right? So we need to capture the interest of the recruiters and hiring managers. Most of the times, companies do have they do have recruiters that are going to take a look at your profile. Recruiters, as you know, might not be very tech savvy or might not be very technical. So you have to call the attention. I'm going to teach you how to, and maybe you get a chance to actually have a hiring manager looking at your profile right away. So you also have to get the attention of this specific person. And when we're talking about capturing the attention, we need to first and foremost establish a unique and professional brand. So you have to think of not only your profile, but your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your profile at Indeed. Here we're talking about any one of the social profiles that are professional profiles. Why establish a brand? Because this is your business card. You remember, like back in the time, well, I am old, I remember it, when we had a small business card that we would give to people to talk to us. That's your profile, that's your resume, that's your profile in on LinkedIn, for example. So we need to make it unique, and we need to establish a brand, and it has to be a professional brand. We also need to, and this is one of the things that I like to really bring to light, is to have a concise and skimmable profile. What's a skimmable profile? What's a skimmable resume? I know you've all heard of this, that recruiters take around 6 seconds to take a look at your profile and your resume, and that's it. It's not going to say it's a lie, because it's pretty much it, because this is not where they're going to go and digging deep into your resume. They're going to search for keywords. So can you imagine, like, the and nowadays even more with AI helping recruiters as well, can you imagine that they're going to take a very fast 5-6 seconds to take a look and just skim your profile, your resume? You have to make it pop. And how do you make it pop? You have to make it objective, concise, and it has to be professional. You have to make them want more. That's what I say. You have to showcase the relevant skills, the experiences that you had, and it has to be effective. And let me tell you why, because a lot of us here, I am one of them, have over 10 years of experience, for example. If you don't worry about it, you'll get there. But if you have more than 10 years of experience and you haven't started in your where you are right now, for example, you started in another in another industry, you started not being a tech professional. Why are you putting that in your resume right now? Why are you putting that in your profile right now? So those are the things that you have to understand and see, if what you're putting in your resume, if what you're putting in your CV, in your profile is relevant, and if the skills are relevant for what you're searching for. So that's where you have to understand what are the words and what are the things that you're going to add to your profile, and avoid having a dull or confusing profile. So this is something that you have to really pay attention to. If you have a profile that is like too long, lackluster, something that it's going to take time for the person to read, or it doesn't have a good format and organization is everything. If you start the first experience that you put with bullet points, and then the second experience that you had, it's going to be a huge paragraph. The third experience that you had, you write one word. That's something that is not you're not showing, you're showing that you're disorganized, you're showing that you're confusing, and that's not the kind of brand that you want to bring forward. It's not the kind of brand that you want to show to recruiters and hiring managers. I don't know if everyone agrees here, but I like when I see it, because I've been through a lot of resumes and profiles. I like to see very organized, because it shows how the person is, and that's something important. Let's practice with a real position. I brought this here for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is an actual position on VanHack, and this is a position that we have that had over 350 candidates applying. It's not every position that we have it like this, but you will understand why. We had a lot of applicants for this position because it's a full stack developer position. It's in Toronto, Canada, pays well. And the must have skills you can see here that are JavaScript, Node, Docker, MongoDB. And then we're thinking about frameworks like, for example, for JavaScript, such as Vue. And this is something that it's a profile that there are a lot of candidates for. It's a profile that when we start, when you start, not me, but when people in tech start, usually we go this way, right? We go with JavaScript. We start understanding the environment in JavaScript. And that's something that we have a lot of professionals that apply for this position. So this is an actual position. If you want to take a look at it, this is the number. You can go on VanHack and check the number of the position. It's there. And we had a lot of people applying. So when I'm looking at the position as a recruiter, put yourself in the position of a recruiter. Who are you going to look at, and what are going to be the skills that are going to call your attention here? Like for me, for sure, it's going to be, I'm going to look at JavaScript, Node, and I'm going to look for Docker and MongoDB. Mostly JavaScript and Node because are the main languages. And let's check here. Here are the two profiles that, for example, I got them there. I don't know who these candidates are, but I took a look at their profiles and I brought you here to see that in VanHack, we do have an algorithm that helps us understand who are the candidates that match better with the positions that we have in the platform. So this is how we have a first glance of a profile like that. You're going to show up like that to us. And I don't know here for you. And then I'm going to have like a little pool for you to do. I'm going to create one with which profile would you give a second glance. So let's do it. I'm going to check with you, and you can be really, I do know candidate 1 and candidate 2. Let's see here. I want to show the results as soon as possible. So I want you to take a look again. Look at the profiles and let's see. Yes, here you go. Let me see how you go. So you can vote now to tell me which profile would you actually open the profile and go and take a closer look at. I was pretty sure that this was going to happen. So you can see that candidate 2 is, of course, you know it, we see it, and we understand that this is the candidate that we're going to be searching for, right? I'm going to close the pool already because I have enough votes to understand that we're going to look further into candidate number 2. And you can know why, like this candidate has already, good, are we back? Yeah, okay. So this candidate, as we can see, has already caught our attention. It has a better matching than candidate number 1, right? There are other things here besides the matching that we are going to look at. So for example, the matching is bringing me that candidate number 1 there has JavaScript, 10 years of JavaScript. This must be a very good candidate for another position. Candidate number 2 has JavaScript, Node, Docker, MongoDB. He has exactly the must-have skills for this position. I want to talk to this guy. And candidate number 1, I know this is something tricky, but when I talk about brand, we need to think about it. Profile picture of candidate number 1 is a profile picture that he has like a cap on. He's not looking directly at the camera. I'll tell you that he's wearing sunglasses and he is in an outside environment. It looks very fun where he is, and he does look like a fun person. But is this the professional brand that you want to set? Is this the first, this is the first picture that recruiters are going to take a look at? I know you must be fun. I know this is a picture for your Instagram, but I don't feel that this is the right setting. I'm not telling you to be just like candidate number two and wear a suit, wear a very nice button up shirt. I'm telling you to have it a little bit more professional. You can be like me, wearing just a t-shirt, being on a very, very bland environment, like inside, which it has like get better lighting, and just look at the camera and have 60% of your head inside the frame. So if you are here and looking there with a gap, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's someone that's like having, like eye contact with me. So pay attention to those details. Those are also details that make a difference. You can check VanHack's website, which is a new website. It's beautiful. And then you are going to be able to see a couple of VanHackers that don't have a very good profile picture, I'm going to say. And I love telling that, because I'm not telling you to not be who you are. I'm telling you to understand that all different kinds of recruiters, all different kinds of hiring managers are going to take a look at your profile. It is your brand. You can keep your piercings. You can keep your, like, I don't know, I love having different kinds of hairstyles. You can keep your hairstyle. But the main thing is just like, look at the camera, be in a good setting. Don't mind. Try not to use a very informal kind of setting or clothing. Well, another pitfall that we have here is like when you don't put the effort. If you don't put in the effort, you're not getting picked. I'm sorry, you're going to tell me, but Cecilia, why? You only spent 6 seconds looking at my profile, giving a first glance. Why am I going to put the effort? Because that's when you're going to get picked. If you don't put the effort since the beginning in everything on your profile and across the platforms, I'm not only telling you about VanHack, I'm telling on all platforms, LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, everything in your resume, you're not going to get picked. And I'm telling you why. Here, what you have to do is ensure your profile is complete and comprehensive. Get someone else to take a look at your profile. It can be me. You can actually come to the academy and I can take a look at your profile and tell you how it is. Or you can ask for a friend or someone just to take a little look and see if you're passing the skim test. If I'm looking at your profile, if the person's looking at your resume and telling that, no, okay, this is great. It looks organized, doesn't have any misspelling mistakes, doesn't have English vocabulary mistakes if you're making it in English. And all of them should match. There are a lot of people, I do a lot of profile reviews, and what people forget is to have the same kind of information in their different profiles. So you do a great job at the VanHack profile, and then I open your resume and it doesn't match. The dates do not match. I see things that are weird. There are some gaps. So make sure that all of them are the same. All of them are going to have pretty much the same information, especially regarding dates, regarding name of the company, and regarding your positions in the company. So make sure that you have all of them like really matching across all your social profiles. Provide meaningful and informative content. Don't bring things that are not going to be informative. Don't come with information that doesn't make a lot of sense being there. So I do understand that some people want to put everything, but sometimes less is more, and being objective and telling with, I'm going to teach you how to do this, but telling more about your skills and showcasing more about results that you've done, that you brought to companies. It's much better than just saying like, I am a full stack developer that has worked with React, has worked with Vue as well, and I've also been working with PHP for, like, it's boring. Let's think about how informative we can be and how to do it. And I'm going to teach you here as well. Here at VanHack, I don't know if everyone's aware, but when you make your profile, you can actually make a professional video. This video on your VanHack profile is going to unlock applying for positions. So we call it today an English verification. For me, this is more of like another business card. This is the chance of you to record yourself and show more about you and share more about you. When we have well presented videos, I'm going to tell you, like, the first thing, even when we're talking about candidate number one, and I'm like, okay, candidate number one might be okay because I don't have 300 candidates. I only have 10 candidates. Candidate number one, candidate number two, they have applied for the position. I'm going to check the video. So the first thing I'm going to do, and usually that's like one of the first things that I do, I'm going to press play on your video to see how well you can communicate. And don't worry, like, you're going to tell me, Cecilia, I don't have very good English skills. I'm not very good at it. The main thing that you have to think about is that you just have to be comfortable. You don't mind about a lot of committing any kind of like grammatical mistakes, any things that you don't remember how to say well. Prepare yourself and just try to showcase yourself. Here, I'm going to tell you what to avoid. Don't film yourself in your bed. I've seen this happening. People laying down on their beds making a video. Why? Another thing that I saw already is people taking a video in a super dark place, like really Blair Witch Project. That's how it looked. It was really weird. Make a video. As I say, like, the where I am right now, this is where you should be making the video, not here in my house, but where you are. Try to have a very good background. Try not to use those backgrounds that you have, like, for example, that are going to be moving behind you. I know that Google Meet has that, but try to make it in a very, very good background where you are, like, on a quiet space, and that you can rehearse, and then load the video to our platform. So those are some tips that I can give you. And always, always, always maintain a high level of professionalism everywhere. Always, like, verbal, visual, the content, everything has to be professional. Try not to use a lot of don't use slang. That's not nice. Use I don't know, be presentable. I think that that's the main thing. For you, what's being presentable? For me, I wouldn't like, I know that people sometimes think that, as I was telling you, you don't have to take your piercings off. You don't have to be wearing a very nice shirt. You just have to be presentable. As you would, let's sell, as you would meet your grandmother. That's how you have to be. Okay, I know, because every time I would meet my grandmother, I would be at my best. So how are we going to, who would you consider for an interview? Yes, this is again candidate number one and candidate number two. I'm not going to make the poll again because I know that who you're going to pick. But what I wanted to show you is that, for example, candidate number one, he's not on the wrong track here. He actually has done his video. His video is not bad. His video is actually good. He has very good English skills. But what he lacks is that, can you see here, what are the skills that are blue here and on candidate number two profiles? These are the skills that match the job description. These are the skills that are the main skills on the job description. And unfortunately, candidate number one is applying for the wrong position. And not only that, although he has done a PHP code test, that's awesome. He has done already his English verification. So we can see here with this little blue check mark, this is where we know that he has advanced English and he has done the English verification with us. But he has not provided his experience. He has not finished his VanHack profile. So now I'm going to tell you this. If this was a position that I had only 10 candidates, I had only 30 candidates, I'm going to take a look at everyone, all the profiles. I'm going to check. And even if you don't match this specific position, one of the things that I usually do, I used to do when I was a recruiter, and all the recruiters do here at VanHack, is to take a look at profiles that are good and reference them for other recruiters, for other positions. And if candidate number one did not add anything, so he might have been picked for a different position, but he lost his screen time with Cecilia when she was evaluating his profile. I'm not going to take a second time to just go and put the effort for you. You have to put the effort for yourself. So here, for example, candidate number 2, he put his experience, he added his high school, like what he has done, like as an educational background. He has added all the secondary skills. For the main skills, we have 3 main skills, and for the secondary skills, we have 5 skills that you can select from. Pick all of them and pick them wisely. This is where, when you're making your profile, if you pick them wisely, it's going to be better for you when you are applying for positions. You have to know yourself as well. Don't leave it only on the hands of the recruiters to do it for you. You have to do it for you. So let's go to the next. And when you don't use keywords. So this is where it starts to get even more fun. I don't know if everyone here is aware of something that's called Boolean search. Boolean search, and it's a way of you to, okay, I forgot to tell you, when you don't use keywords, you become hard to find. And that's why, because when we're looking for people, for example, not only at VanHack, but mainly on LinkedIn, when we use LinkedIn Recruiter, we're going to use something that is called Boolean search. And this is a string of information. It's a query. Everyone here knows more about queries than I do. And when you get to know Boolean search techniques, you are going to understand how people search for candidates for their positions, especially when they're doing searches for passive candidates. Passive candidates are candidates that are on LinkedIn, that are on VanHack, and when we actually don't have yet. For example, if we haven't posted a position on LinkedIn, but we're already like looking for some candidates, we use this string of words, powerful keywords that we're going to use to actually be sure that we're going to look for the right candidates. So I'm going to just see here and show you how this might be done. If you want to try it on your own at some point, it's something that's important. So you can actually do it even if you don't have LinkedIn. So if you don't have LinkedIn Recruiter, I'm telling you, sorry. So let's go to LinkedIn just for you to see, and we can do any kind of search. So let's just do this kind of search that is like, for example, JavaScript and Node, and this is how you do it. All the connectors, they are the operators and or that like, for example, from the Venn diagram. I think you all know this, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. That's what you're going to do. So let's search for someone that has JavaScript and Node, and someone that has, for example, the frameworks React or the framework Vue, for example. Let's think about this. And then here, it's going to bring me everything. People that are first contacts. So I'm going to be able to see, for example, I'm seeing people around my area, like Port Coquitlam is quite close to me, Vancouver. And then we can actually search for specifics. Like, for example, I'm only going to look for people. I'm only going to look at the location, for example, India. So this is what recruiters do to search you. If you don't have the right keywords, you're not going to be found. Like, you're just becoming super hard to find. So why not become easy to find by adding the right keywords to your profiles and all your social profiles? So get used to Boolean search techniques. I'm going to send you a link for you to get to know a little bit more. We're going to send you on the email that you get after here, after we finish our talk. But just for you to understand a little bit about how the string works and how recruiters search for you and how to become easier to find. Always research industry-specific expressions. Go into LinkedIn, go into VanHack, and search what are the main keywords that you can see in our all the job descriptions that we put there. So do it. Go there and check what are the main keywords. How am I going to find them? I don't understand. Guys, you all know about ChatGPT, right? You all know it. You can use that. Just put on ChatGPT. Here's the job description. Please find the keywords. Use please, because Machines are going to take over the world. I'm kidding, but I tell that to my husband. Incorporate to your profile all the terms that you find in the job description, all the terms. If you do it, and all the terms that make sense, of course, to what you're looking for, to what you have done. So incorporate those terms, get those keywords, and know where to put them in your profile. And then we're going to find you. Also, get everything into your profile headline, your summary, the work experience session. Make sure that, of course, don't make a keyword bomb and just use keywords. I'm going to teach you how to do it in a better way, but don't forget to put them. So, and it's not only about the skills, like for example, the hard skills. It's not only about Python. It's not only about Kafka. It's not only about how do you use those, like how do you use other keywords to add to your professional experience. Don't only put keywords as well. Make sure that you make a good readable profile. So what are the keywords? For example, for that opportunity that we were taking a look at, the full stack developer in Toronto, you can see here that you can actually take a look at the position and find it. This is what I found with the help of ChatGPT. So you can take a look at it. So I wanted to know, besides the must-have skills, because I already know the must-have skills, what are the words that show up the most? So full stack development, backend focus, because here they want 30% front end, 70% backend. So backend is more important here than the front end. UI UX implementation, front end development, and technical leadership abilities. So not leadership abilities per se, but technical leadership abilities. I have also another thing that can help you that I don't know if you're going to love it or hate it, but this is something that is super nice to use. It's called Glossary Tech. So you can see here, I have an add-on on my browser that's called Glossary Tech, and it actually finds the main tech words that are on the profile, and they give you all the terms. The profile, not sorry, the description, and they give you all the terms. So make sure that you use everything on your favor. This is something that you can use on your favor. It's the Glossary Tech. Okay, make sure you use it. You put the add-on. This is something that helps you even to understand a little bit better, like what are the main words that are being used, how many times they have been used, what are the things, and they actually explain to you what are, like, what is each one of the words that they find. So I love this. I use this all the time. Something else here that I wanted to talk to you about, next slide, is when your profile does not match the job. So this is something that, of course, this is going to happen. But when your profile does not match the job, you're not a match. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how much you tweak and turn and make your profile pop. If you're not a match to the job, you're not a match. People are not going to search. It's like candidate number one. It's a great candidate, not for this position. So if you're not a match, what are you doing wrong? Narrow down your searches. Choose wisely. Go and understand what is your goal. What are you looking for? What is your profile? And what are your skills, your experience? What have you built that it's going to help you get that job? It's going to help you get your dream job. So apply for suitable positions, apply for suitable opportunities. If you're looking for something and you're applying for any job you see, QA, data engineer, and you are a developer, why are you applying for those jobs? And I'm not telling you this like out of nowhere. We had a lot of candidates that do that. They're like, what the heck? I'm going to apply to everything that VanHack posts. You're not going to get picked. Actually, when I was a recruiter, when I saw the same candidate applying for all the positions that we had at VanHack, I would be like, oh, again, why? Why are you applying again for something that doesn't make sense? It does not apply to your experience. Let's apply for the jobs that we have our goals aligned with. Add the right skills to your profile that match with the job that you want. Keep your skills up to date. Don't forget to go back to VanHack at least every 2 months, or every time that you add a new skill to your experience. Go to VanHack and add it. another thing that we can see as recruiters, and here everyone at VanHack can see, when was the last time you logged in? When was the last time that you updated your profile? And am I going to want to talk to a person that has just last month updated their profile, or just taking a look at VanHack, or someone that has done it a year ago? So yeah, you know. And be mindful of setting realistic salary expectations. Don't forget that. Understand, we have a VanHack salary tech calculator right now that you can take a look and understand if you are like putting either too high or too low. Okay. If you're setting an expectation too high or too low, and assess your qualifications. Are you under or overqualified for this job? So don't forget to do that as well. Because if you're applying for a job that's a junior job and you have 15 years of experience, we're going to start wondering why you're doing that. Okay. And I know that you're going to say, but Cecilia, when I'm applying for a job abroad, I'm going to want to give some steps back. There's no problem with that. But can you understand the difference of being a tech lead and applying for a senior individual contributor position, and being a tech lead and applying for an intermediate position? It's a lot of steps back. So let's understand what is that threshold of like, I am okay going back to an individual contributor position, but try not to sell yourself short. Okay. Something else that I wanted to talk to you about is matching skills and jobs. So never forget to, for example, here are some main skills that we had that I took from different candidates, different profiles that have applied for this position. So this are the profiles that I'm going to want to talk more. Like these are the candidates that I'm going to want to talk more. They have more, they're matching much more of my positions than these guys here, these people here. I don't know. Like, I understand they have Terraform, AWS, Git, and these are people that actually have applied for this position. I did not take them from anywhere else. I took them from the actual position. So understand that if you're not a match, you're not a match. That's pretty much it. And then there's that thing that we want to tell, that when the problem is not you, there's little you can do. Sometimes companies are unclear about the requirements and expectations. They don't tell us a lot about the position. There's limited information available. They come to us, they post, I know that you've seen this, one line of explanation. And it's not you, it's the company. Even the recruiters can do much. They don't disclose the salary. Other recruitment agencies are working on it. So you guys are competing as well with other candidates. We are competing with other recruiters here at VanHack. And maybe another candidate was just a better match. There is little you can do, but you can do everything else that I taught you here during this webinar. So don't forget everything else. Maybe the problem is not you, but if you're not putting the effort, the problem is seriously you. So that's what I wanted to tell you all. Well, we can do a very quick live profile review. I don't know if our very, very nice VanHacker that was amazing and was actually the one that got chosen to do the profile review. We're going to I don't know if you're here. His name is Anitier. I'm going to ask if you're here, and then you can raise your hand here. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So every profile, we divide them into 10 sessions: identification, general, professional overview, relocation, social profile, languages, video recording, experience, education, and side project. And each session gets a score. We score them from 0 to 3, meaning that 0, there's nothing in that session, needs redoing, needs to be done. And then the best one is 3, when the session is complete and has even unique features. Okay, so let's be quick. I don't know if you're here. Meet our VanHacker, Anitier. Thank you so much for lending us your profile so we can talk about what are the cool things that you're doing and what are the things that you can put more effort into and make this profile pop. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to start with the identification. So here you can see that on Anitier's profile, he has put that he's a DevOps engineer from Nigeria. We do have his photo, but his photo, is it clear? Can you see his face? I cannot see his face clearly. So this is something that I would already tell you, that your photo is not the best at this moment. I would definitely give you a 2. It is complete, but it's not the best that it can be. We can put some of the, in practice, what we talked about candidate number 1, about his profile picture. And this is something that's important. We cannot see him very clearly. The general part, his nationality, where he's living in, his phone number, all is fine. Very well done. I'm going to give him a 3 so that he can keep up doing the good work. When we're giving the professional overview, I can see on his profile that he does have everything there. His role, he's a DevOps engineer, 10 years of experience. He has put his years of experience. The one thing that I was going to tell you guys is that he did not use all the 5 slots that he has to put his secondary skills. So this is very important. This is what will help you with the matching algorithm that we have here at VanHack. Don't forget to put up to 5. Don't put up to 5, put 5. Make your chances even bigger. Also, he did not take any code challenges so far. It's something that you can do, and having code challenges always, always calls our attention. So I would give him a 2. It is done. It's not super complete, but it is done. So this is something that's very good. You are in the right track, Anitia. And also here, preferences, visa, the size of the company, everything that's about relocation. The salary, I do feel that I put a question mark here because you have to understand if this is something that's making sense as well. We do give some tips here, but I would definitely tell Anitia to go to the VanHack calculator, tech calculator for salary, and review this and see if for a remote salary, for example, in USD, working from our own countries, this might be a bit high. But he has to understand if this is high for him or not. I'm not going to give him more than tips. I'm going to tell him research, and you guys should research too. Here, there are no target locations, so I know he's up to move countries, but I have no idea where. So what are your main target locations? So I would give him a 2 here because all of the rest is pretty much fine. His social profile. So if he has added a LinkedIn, a resume, everything. His social profile, I'm not going to show you here, but Anita, your resume, it's not in the best format. So this is something that also we're going to give you all the directions. Not that I'm going to tell you how to rebuild your resume, but we tell you what's the best way to rebuild your resume. So resume, LinkedIn, and resume, LinkedIn, and VanHack profile, I'm going to tell you that they're not matching. So they're not showcasing your best skills. You don't have a GitHub profile here. There's no website. Maybe you tell me, Cecilia, I don't have any websites. So that's no problem. You don't have to add anything that you don't have. You don't have it. That's okay. But if you do, don't forget. I would give him a 1 because this is something that needs seriously redoing. Okay, so at this point in the social profile, the languages, I've seen his English verification. He is very good. His languages, for example, he has more languages that he can speak. He only chose to show English. Maybe you know how to speak. For example, I know that English might not be his mother tongue, like because I know that he's from Nigeria, and there are tons of other languages in Nigeria. So maybe he has another language, maybe he doesn't. But if you do, don't worry, add it there. Don't forget, because maybe the person that's looking for you to join their team actually speak the same language as you do, and that's something already that's a bonus, right? So everything that's a bonus, add it to your profile. So that's where I would put him a 2, because I think that he can communicate in other languages. His video recording is very good. I would give him some tips, especially regarding camera position, regarding how, like, the posture, how you should be more comfortable in your skin. So that's something that I would give him a 2, and I would give him more explanations on how to do it. Also, when we're talking about his experience, he has amazing experience. Anita, you're awesome. And you have to do this to all your professional profiles. This is where it is lacking a lot. It's the impact statement. So I gave him a 2 because, as you can see here, it's a whole block. When it's a whole block, it's not good. Let's put it into different things. Let's put it into bullet points, and let's use impact statements. How do you make impact statements, Sisa? So here you can use the CAR format. So he has done a great job telling what he has done, but we need to use more powerful verbs, the action that has your tech stack, and your results in numbers. If you don't have numbers, don't worry about it, but do show, for example, what were the results. So for specifically the case of an ETA, delivered and supported mail, video conferencing, and other solutions in the cloud. And then he can put here his stack using advanced tools such as Terraform, Docker, containers, and container orchestration such as Kubernetes, resulting in a scalable and reliable infrastructure for clients. So always, always, always have up to 5 bullet points and using this kind of format. It's an amazing format. Recruiters will love you. Here, the good thing about NETA, when he was talking about his education and licenses, he put everything. Congrats. This is awesome. I really loved it. So don't forget to add education, side projects, and everything. I gave him a 3. He has a great profile. It was amazing. Like, really, I think that he is right there. He's on the right track. So, Anita, if you're here, if you're listening to me, I would really like to talk to you more and tell you more about your profile. But I think that you are completely on the right track. I know that you might not have like side projects, but if you do, don't forget to add them. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Camila is here already. I hope I didn't take too much time. And now we're going to go to the Q&A session of our webinar here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a great session. I think that we got a lot of amazing insights over here. Hope everyone got the points here, right? I made sure to share some recap in the chat as well. We do have 2 questions here in the chat that I wanted to share before we go to the networking tables. So we still have some minutes here, and then we can go there and keep chatting with the attendees. So let me share here. I was seeing, let me share on stage here for you. So yeah, here is the question. Can you see that?
Yes, I don't understand how can I modify my profile based on the job position. Doesn't the profile is unique? How does it work in VanHack? The main thing here, Leobel, thank you so much for this question. When I'm talking about having goals and having and understanding what are the jobs that you're going to apply for, your profile, it is going to be unique. You just have to make sure that you can showcase the right skills and experience that you have, not only for that job, but for jobs that have similar descriptions, jobs that have similar skills that they're asking for. So the one thing that sometimes recruiters tell you, and I think that that's the correct thing to do, is when you're applying for a job and you're sending out a resume, your resume has to connect with that specific job description. But when you know your goals, when you know what you're searching for and the kinds of jobs that you are applying for, your LinkedIn and your profiles on all different social medias that are professional, they need to be pretty much the same, because this is going to showcase what you're best at. So when you have a social profile, you're not going to be changing it all the time. You're only going to be changing it if you have added a different skill, if you're learning something new, if you've done a different side project, if you have a new experience, a new job, a new position in your company. So the main thing is, like, you don't have to keep changing it for every position that you apply to, because you have a goal. If you have a goal, if you know what you're searching for, you're not going to be changing it all the time. So why are you applying for Python positions if you are looking more to work with Ruby on Rails or Ruby? So it doesn't make a lot of sense for me as a recruiter to see you applying for every kind of different job as a backend engineer, for example.
Yeah, absolutely, sis. Yeah, before we wrap up, we still have another question here. Perhaps you can go through.
Yeah, Eric. So you said, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And just a question, I am from Zimbabwe. Awesome. What are my odds that I might get noticed by a recruiter? Well, I would tell you that your odds are great if you have the right profile. As I told you all during all this webinar here, doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter exactly. What matters the most is how you put your effort. What are the positions you're applying for? If you want more chances, you need to understand yourself first. So I don't think that you all should be thinking about Well, me, for example, I am in Vancouver. My time is specific. I am far away from every single one of you, pretty much. And if I apply for positions that I want, that are good positions, and I am free to work in different time zones, I can showcase that on my profile, telling everyone that on my profile, I work for companies in Europe, for example. So don't forget to show that you, if you're working, if you're thinking about the time zone, think about showcasing it in your profile that you have done, I don't know, freelance work, casual work for companies that are in California, for companies that are in Toronto, for Canada. Like, think about it in different ways than where you are right now. Good. Okay, Hernan,
Right.
nice. Can I
Yeah, go
read,
ahead,
Camila?
Cisa. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead. Uh-huh.
good. About the salary expectations, you have a doubt. The cost of living in each city is different. In that regard, a salary expectation could be different according to the city. How we must handle this when we put a specific number in the salary expectation? Good question, Hernan. Thank you so much. So at VanHack, you can actually add a range of salary. So you can put the lowest salary and the highest salary. So of course that if you work in Vancouver, it's a different salary than if you're going to work in Calgary. So you can put a range between what is the middle, kind of like the middle salary. You can use the tech calculator that we have at VanHack to do that, just to take a look, because we also, if I'm not mistaken, we show countries and cities. And if you, there are other things that you can use as well. I can send you, Camila, to send to everyone other
Sure.
salary calculators that can help you understand that. So use a range and try to aim for the middle. So I know that there are different salaries in different regions here in Canada,
Mhm.
but you can use a middle range for that specific position you're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. So, Sisa, I think that our time is almost up, and I would love to have some time in the networking tables to chat with our attendees as well, because we are here just answering a few questions. For those that also sent some questions here, we will try to answer in the networking table. So, please join us there. And again, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Sisa, for this incredible session. I'm sure that everyone here learned a lot. And I'll also be at the networking tables. I've seen a question about the academy from Christian. So Christian, join me there, and I'll be happy to answer it all. And you receive further details on your email. So stay tuned, because we'll share some links that Cisa mentioned, and also a special coupon if you wish to join our academy program. So thank you everyone again for joining us. We'll be at the networking tables in a minute, and we'll see you there. All right, see you. Bye.
See you. Thank you, everyone.